Hey, hello, this is Andrea, and today is Wednesday, I have to look at the calendar, the 12th of January, 2022. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, sorry I haven't made a video in the past few days. It's just been, I haven't been sleeping well, but besides that, you can see I'm up in my room doing the video. I just, haven't really wanted to make videos downstairs. I don't know why. So, Monday, Ray and I went to the grocery store, and there was like so much food that wasn't there. Like mostly fruits and vegetables and meats. Excuse me. There was hardly any lettuce, and then there was only a couple tomatoes. I don't mean a couple kinds of tomatoes. I mean a couple tomatoes, and they were like 4 something a pound. And then when we got to the meat section, like we usually get chicken breasts and turkey, ground turkey, because Bob and I are trying to eat healthier, or whatever you want to say. We still eat some pork and beef, but we try to limit it. But there was no regular chicken breast. All there was a little bit of thighs, so I got some thighs. There was no regular chicken breast, so I looked at the organic chicken breast, and it was 8 something a pound for organic chicken breast. So I said, no way. I got turkey breast. I think it was 4 something a pound. And I thought, well, I could get 2 chickens and break them down, and then I'd have 4 breasts, and 4 legs and whatever. But there was only 1 whole chicken there, so I didn't get that. Anyway. Yeah, my only point is that some of the food is seeming scarce around here. I hope everybody's able to get by, with the food, because it can get expensive. And the grocery stores in our area, see, down south, when we lived down south, you could get cheaper cuts of meat too. Well, this was 20 years ago. It's like the weird thing about meat is that over the decades, I've seen so many meats change in their price. Like flank steak and hanger steak used to be really cheap, because this is back in the 80s and 90s, because everyone wanted marbled meat, meat with nice marbling in it. And then when people started wanting to be healthier, have less fat in their meat, then the price of those meats started climbing. And it used to be cheap to buy chicken wings before buffalo wings became popular. You could get chicken wings for really cheap, and you can't do that anymore. So, but when we lived down south, you could get other parts. You could get chicken feet. You could get chitlins. You could get more organ meat than you can up here. Like up here, you can only get liver, really. I don't know why I'm going in all this meat stuff. Sorry. I used to work in the meat industry, so the fluctuations and changes in the meat industry kind of fascinate me. Yeah. So it's I think it's going to be difficult days, you know what I'm saying? Trying to find the food that people want. And well, what can you do? Hopefully the only thing I can think is, because I was talking about this to Bob before, is that, so I worked in the meat industry. I worked in the beef industry. And the production line is so systematic that if you have like more than 2 people out, it can shut the whole line down. They don't tend to hire extra people. So I just think if a lot of people are sick and calling out, a lot of these production lines are not going to be running at regular capacity. They may be running some days or part of some days and not others. I don't talk to anybody. I mean, I do have friends that are still in the meat industry, but I don't really talk about business with them. So, yeah, so this sickness, this illness is going to affect all aspects of our lives. Anyway, let's be more positive. Trying to be positive. So today, remember I said my one goal was that every day I'm going to sit down at 2:00 and type in my poems. So this is the second day I did that. I did that on Monday and I did it today. And I have to tell you're like looking at these poems. Well, I'm looking at these poems I'm putting in, and some of them are good, and others I'm like, why did I write that? But I'm putting them all in there so I can. I'm also trying to put them in date organization, so I'm putting the date in there, and then if I get one from a different date, I'm gonna shoehorn it in wherever. That's the thing. The easy thing about Word is that if you format it right, then you can let it adjust the table of contents and all that. I'm not doing the table of contents till the end, but yeah, some of the stuff I'm like, what? What does this even mean? I have this kind of poetry, so I have different kinds that I write, and there's this one that's just a lot of sounds, like it'll say stuff like clickety clack and stuff like that. Because it entertains me. I find it fun and funny, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't even know. I don't even know. Well, speaking about writing, I finished reading, what is that called? Fight Club last night. And I'm still thinking about it. I wrote in Goodreads that I finished it. I gave it 3 stars, but I don't know if I want to give it 4 stars. I'm still thinking about it. It's such a complicated book, and it's my second, to me, because there's a lot going on in my mind. There's like psychology and philosophy and, socio-political stuff going on. But that's my second book I've read by Chuck Palahniuk. The first one was Rant, and I would recommend Rant because it was so... What was interesting to me is I don't remember when it was written, but it seems like a way that the world could go because, first of all, there's like a virus going on in it. I'm not going to say what the virus is, but it's not as big as what's going on with COVID. So there's a virus going on in it. There's a little bit of sci-fi elements to it. And also in big cities, they have people divided by nighttimers and daytimers. So there are people that can only be outside from I can't remember the times, it's like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then there are people who can only be outside from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And what ends up happening is the night timers end up with the worst jobs, they're collecting trash and whatever, they're doing all the harder. So it ends up becoming like a 2-tiered society where the daytimers think they're better than the night timers, and the night timers find ways to let off steam. And anyway, I thought that book was really interesting. It's called Rant, R-A-N-T. So anyway, moving away from books now, Bob and I found the show that we've been watching lately. I came across it by accident. I saw something on YouTube. It's called Staged, Staged, and it stars Michael Sheen and David Tennant. And there's some other actors in it too. But it's set up I guess it's a couple years old because there's 2 seasons of it, or series because it's British. They're about to make a 3rd one, but it's set during the pandemic, and they had closed all the movie theaters and the the theaters where you did plays and stuff like this. And they were about to do a play. They were getting ready to do a play, and they don't know what to do with themselves. So it ends up that they start trying to practice the play over like Zoom or something like this, right? But it's interesting because most of the stuff is stuff that they're dealing with being in lockdown, and then there's also this weird personality interplay between the two main actors, and they'll say stuff that's funny and dry funny and silly and smart, and it's like, I don't know, I just I really love it. So we've been watching that. We're trying to watch it a little bit at a time because there's not that many episodes. So the way that we can see it is on Hulu. I think it was put out by one of the BBC channels. But I'll see if I can get a link to like a trailer for it and put it in the description. So, do you have any TV shows you're trying out right now? I'm always looking for something new and interesting. We just finished watching Fantasy Island. A lot of people said they didn't like the new Fantasy Island, but I like it. I thought it was pretty good, and I thought it really captured a lot of the original, what made the original series good, so. Anyway. So yesterday I made a pot roast. Well, I put a roast in a, I got a good price on some beef, and so we put it in the crock pot with some potatoes and onions and carrots and stuff like that, and we had that for dinner last night. And tonight we have a whole lot of extra rolls that we need to get rid of, so I think Bob's going to shred up the roast beef, and we're going to make roast beef sandwiches with it, so that's the dinner plan. Well, I guess that's all I got for today. I hope you're having a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.